Hey there! Every now and then, when you're going to start the game with pawn to d4, your opponents are going to be playing this weird-looking move pawn to e5. This is called the Englund Gambit, and there are lots of videos that cover all kinds of traps here from Black's point of view, how they can crush you left and right, and in today's video I'd like to show you how to crush this from White's point of view. So the first thing that you have to do is bravely accept the pawn. They're going to be developing knight to c6 and attack the pawn over here, and you make the most natural move in the position, knight to f3. In this position, they're going to be playing this weird-looking move, queen to e7. Ooh, right? They are attacking this the second time, and what they hope for is that you're going to be playing bishop f4, after which they get this triple attack. Now, White is fine here. White is doing very well, but Black has quite a few traps there set up. So instead of going for what they know very well, let's drag them out of their comfort zone, ignite the fire on the board, and set up a lot of traps ourselves. We're going to be playing the move knight to c3. The idea is to go knight to d5, hit the queen, hit c7, and develop all kinds of initiative from here on. So they're going to be gladly winning the pawn back at last, right? And we're going to be playing knight to d5. In this position, most of your opponents are going to be playing knight takes f3. However, some of them may play queen to d6, which is guarding the knight and c7, and over here White can simply take on e5, play queen takes e5, and after bishop f4, White is winning the game. The queen is hit, we also want the fork on c7, and there's nothing that Black can do to save themselves from this misery. So as we go back, we understand that in this position, Black should be playing knight takes f3. We're going to be taking with the g-pawn, as that's the only way we can legally recapture. And in this position, they have a choice. Their queen is hit. We also want the fork on c7, so they have to choose between queen d6 and queen d8. If they go queen to d6, wrong. And White wins the game with bishop f4 once again, because the knight is guarding the bishop, and we want knight takes c7 on the next move. So they have to go queen to d8. And here I have another very spicy move prepared for you, queen to d4. The idea is straightforward, but not seen by most players with the black pieces. We want to go queen e5 check, followed again by this move, knight c7, our beloved fork that we have seen somewhere. Now, queen from here also applies pressure on g7, which in some lanes may be effective because the dark square bishop may be deflected away, and so queen can be grabbing this pawn over here, threatening the rook as well. So if they go c6, which is the most popular move online, queen e5 followed by knight c7, is simply winning the game for the white pieces. The second most popular move that I think most of you are going to be seeing is pawn to d6, preventing the scary queen e5 check. And over here we have another spicy move that we could do, which is bishop to g5, trying to deflect the queen and get this fork over here. So queen takes g5, we're losing a piece, is met by winning a pawn and a full rook there in the corner, plus damaging the rights of Black's to castle. White is objectively and practically is very close to winning the game over here. So as we go back, funnily enough, most of them do not take the fork is too scary. They play the move pawn to f6. Ugly move, right? The knight no longer can go to f6, and as we are going back with the bishop to, for example, f4, we can simply castle queenside, play e4, get the middle, take a look at our pieces, and all of the black's pieces are still on the back row. White is overwhelmingly better. We're doing very well. Let's give ourselves a pina colada from here. All right, so what other moves exist in the position? They could play bishop to e7, after which the pawn on g7 is hanging. We could also simply take on e7 first, and then they, for example, play knight takes e7, and here, after queen to g7, the position is collapsing. We want the rook, and they're already down in material, knight f6, oh my god. Too many problems for black. Let's get black out of this misery. Perhaps there's also, after bishop g5, a move knight to e7 that they could try. So here we can simply take once, again play queen to g5, and white is simply doing very, very well in this position, as there is no bishop f6, because the knight, that is the Superman, is covering the square for us. So as you can see, these are one of the positions out of the ones that we looked at that you're going to be finding yourself in the next game you're going to be facing Englund's Gambit. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to get better at chess, consider hiring me as your personal online chess coach. I thank you for watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.